out of here this morning. We've got the sail up at anchor. Forward more. And now we're pulling the anchor up. No problem getting the anchor up, thankfully. Look at that view. Oh man. Beautiful. There was a mass exodus today. Lots of boats leaving because a group of 8 or 9 of the boats that were in here are headed off to the Tuatmotus tomorrow morning. We cannot go because Brown has a cracked molar and we've got to sort that out with the dentist. But 2 of the boats are ahead of us heading back to Taioha'e to provision and get ready to go. So we don't like being left behind, but in this case it's better to get the tooth fixed than to go with a broken molar and take a chance. I'm gonna close this in anticipation of the calm before the storm. We're gonna have waves coming over the bow because we're gonna be beating into the wind here shortly when we change directions. So we're headed straight into the waves, but they're 2-meter waves at 8 seconds. So we're not bashing the front of the boat, which is great. And the wind is coming at a bit of an angle at the moment that is not sailable. So we're gonna head way out here to this point, and then we're going to tack and head to town. In total it's like 22 nautical miles to get back to Taioha'e, but we are gonna make that a bit longer because we're headed out to this area over here so we can get a good point of sail when we make the turn. And all the boats in front of us are doing the same thing. Saves on fuel and it's just smart sailing. I think this might be the first time we've ever done this. Oh, normally we're like point A to point B. Turn the engines on, but this is great. Super tricky wind today. We've had to tack twice and we keep getting way too close to this island. It's really weird. You can see how we came up here, then sailed, and had to come out. It's just one of those weird situations where I think the wind is affected by the island, the shape of the island here, and also the shape of the island that's out there that's blocking wind. Anyway, we're holding at 3.2 knots with 16 knots of wind at 60 degrees apparent wind, which is so little speed over ground, but I think there must be current against us as well as possibly some weird wind flow. We've got a little bit of a fish boil in front of us. We are trying to hit it, but we are really close to the wind. Not sure we're gonna get there. It's a very difficult sail because it's super close to the wind and the seas are confused and we're just not going that fast because of all of that. So happy to be turning into this bay. It has been a rough go of it. As soon as we round this corner, we should be out of these waves. It's been really confused seas. Sailing didn't really work very well, even though there was enough wind. The wind angle kept changing. The confused seas didn't help. Looking forward to having that anchor down. That is the ship called the Aranui. It is part cruise ship and part cargo ship. And it travels to all the islands. It has a schedule and people get very excited when it comes in because it brings supplies. Anchor is down amidst the 100 or so boats that are in here. Amazing how many boats are here, but I'm guessing it's because of the Aranui. We are headed into town. to try and find the dentist. We're not sure where the dentist lives or where his office is, but we have an idea of where to go, and then we have to ask local people on the street for directions. So it'll be really interesting to see if we can actually find him. Well, we've gotten our first set of instructions for Pierre Puec, and we're hoping someone else as we move along will also know. We flagged down a car, our second person, and
parlay in our Marquesas.
Yeah, so we've got go to the stop and make a right and keep going. That's all we know. Pardonnez-moi, où est le dentiste?
Il est par là-bas.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Merci.
Merci.
Oh man, it's good that we've got a lot of people who are on the road to be able to ask. Bonsoir, monsieur. Pardonnez-moi, où est le dentiste?
La rue.
Montez. Ok.
Après, il y a une petite route qui monte à gauche.
Ok.
Venez à gauche.
Ok.
Juste devant.
Ok, merci.
Merci.
Ok. Greenhouse. Ok, merci. All right. Here's the dentist in the greenhouse. No, I think so. Ah! Bonsoir, monsieur. Comment allez-vous?
Comment allez-vous? Ça va, ça va.
Ça va? Merci.
J'ai un mal à la dent.
Eileen. Enchanté.
Vous pouvez respirer.
Ah ouais, ouais. Ok.
Yes. Et alors?
The molar.
Yeah, coconut. It's broken?
Yeah.
Oui.
Yeah.
We can see.
Okay. Oh wow.
Oh wow, this is so cool. No wait, no line.
No appointment. Well, that was a really rough experience and traumatic for Brown. Painful? The dentist didn't use any Novocaine because he said for 30 seconds it's not worth being numb for 5 hours. So Brown had to endure a bit of drilling, which is really painful and uncomfortable in general. But in the end, the doctor was only able to replace the filling and not fix the problem, so he wouldn't allow us to pay for anything, even the hour and a half of his time. So we ended up leaving there without paying a dime for the services that we received. Very sweet of him to do that, but he felt like he didn't put Brown in a better position than how he came in. So that was how he explained it to the best of his ability in English. Anyway, we feel like Brown's stable now, but we're not really sure. We're gonna give a few days before we leave for the Tuatmotus just to make sure there's no additional problems. And if things are stable, then we will head on to the Tuatmotus. But tomorrow we'll go ahead and move to Daniels Bay. It's only about a 30-minute, 40-minute trip from Taioha'e, so if we have to come back and see the dentist if there's a problem, we can easily do that. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Bags are full. It's time to go. Goodbye, Taioha'e Bay. Hello, Daniels. Wow, this is so beautiful. It's hard to believe there's actually an anchorage back there. Incredible. Wow, this anchorage is beautiful.
Daniels Bay, called Taioha'e Bay by the locals, was once named after one of the Marquesan kings who once inhabited this ancestral valley, and which is still occupied by the descendants of the royal family. Surrounded by steep rocky mountains, The anchorage is very popular with sailors for both its protection from the wind and swell and its jaw-dropping beauty.
Wow, the sun is up and it is stunning. Look at that, how beautiful this is. This morning we are headed off to a beautiful waterfall. Daniels Bay is known for an incredible waterfall up that canyon right there. It's gonna take about 2 hours to get there, and we're really looking forward to this hike.
Around the corner, a black sand beach welcomes you to the spectacular valley of rocky spires, which ascend into the air, thrust like knives through the Earth's crust by massive volcanic activity. They stand side by side for all to admire.
It is low tide. Water's coming back in, so we're going to bring the dinghy upriver a little bit, and that way when the tide comes in, we'll have the dinghy in protected, but also in high water.
So just when we think we found the most beautiful place in the Marquesas, we come upon another one, and this is totally unexpected. And this valley is the one we're gonna hike. It's just magnificent. It's tricky the way you get in here. There's this river over here that you bring the boat into. This is like a very unique dinghy situation. The dinghy's tied up, and then we have a stern anchor off the back just to keep it straight. All right, look at this volcanic, exotic black sand. This
Beautiful.
is just amazing.
All right, exotic black sand has a lot of sand fleas. Let's go.
Rosemary and the garlic and the onion and the barbecue. Juice today and the juice lime. A dessert you have and the fruit salad sweet.
Okay.
You have guava, mango, banana, apple sultan, juice orange,
Wow.
and the fruit salad sweet. 1,800 per person.
Okay.
Do you want to buy fruits?
It's possible?
Yes, you have many.
Okay. I see.
Je m'appelle Brown.
Je m'appelle Kua. My
Kua.
Iki.
Okay.
I'm preparing the food
Okay.
every day.
Okay.
And the
Kua.
mail and the photo. And
A photo?
The internet.
A video, ouais.
You and the
YouTube.
Yeah.
Ah,
We're gonna
movie
make you a
star.
A celebre.
Okay.
Who's that? Un celebre.
No.
Walking in this valley is nothing short of spectacular. And one of the most popular things to do is to hike 3 miles into the valley to visit the Vaipo waterfall. The first part of the hike is a fruit-lined path through the Hakawi village, which is larger than we expected. The sweet aroma of the tiara flowers mixed with the decomposing fruit wooed us along the ancient road. Close to town, we passed a simple Catholic chapel before encountering centuries-old ceremonial platforms and tikis. We were talking to that lady, and the first thing she says, "We would love to have you for lunch." Now, how do you take that? Honestly, especially after you saw the sign over there. Deep in the rainforest, we hiked the muddy trail, traversing small streams and a narrow fern-lined path. Before the thick foliage graciously presented a window to view the falls off in the distance.
Our first glimpse of the waterfall, there it is. Wow.
We didn't know at the time, but this would be our best view of the 1,150-foot horsetail-shaped waterfall, one of the tallest in Polynesia and 202nd in the world. The view was spectacular, and it was also the only place to launch a drone, as the canyon walls at the base of the waterfall are so steep, it's impossible to pick up a GPS signal. Not long after this brief stop, we found a sign posted on the trail outside the gorge, warning hikers that due to falling rocks, the trail was closed. But we, like others, ignored the sign and took our chances to approach the bottom of the falls. From the base, it's only possible to see the bottom third of the falls due to the unique shape of the gorge, but it is still a spectacular sight. Absolutely stunning how we had to get through the canyon to get to it. this place has gone from, oh, you know, maybe we'll go there if we have time, so it's really going to the top of the list here in the Marquesas. This may pass like the usual.
We're headed down and we're gonna go get some lunch. Is laid out all of the fruit. As people pass, they make orders, and it's all here. This is our amazing lunch. Green bananas that are fried. This is fresh green mango salad. And what do you think that is, goat? Lamb? Fish. Oh.
The sizzle.
Wait.
And the fish.
Okay.
Garlic, green, soja,
Yeah, wait.
salad.
And then grillé?
Yes. And sauce and you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Salad.
And some fruit salad for dessert.
After an amazing lunch at Kua's, with our stomachs full and happy, our bags packed with fresh fruit, we returned to our dinghy.
Can't even explain
I'll
how
come back tomorrow.
beautiful this is. So pretty.
The high tide making it deep enough to motor out of the protected river back to the bay. We could easily say that this is one of our favorite days in the Marquesas.
All right, Brown is up the mast, doing a check of our rigging, because after you do a major crossing, it's always good to check rigging. And it's rough up there right now, that's for sure. You can see how much the mast is moving. But if we want to get going to the Tuatmotus, then we've got to get this done.
Okay, bring it down a foot.
In our final episode of Crossing the Pacific Ocean, we had some issues with our parasail. Our wing lines have broken, and so we need to take care of that before we take off from Daniels Bay. There's the Oxley, because there's some great lawn space here. So we've scoped out a little bit of green grass on the white beach in front of our boat, and we're gonna take the dinghy over there with the sail and see if we can lay it out and get this resolved once and for all. Boat work is fixing things in beautiful places, and this is no exception. Look at that. Laid out the parasail to try and get the kite part fixed, and that's what we're doing right now.
We met our new friend over here, Augustine. This is his family's property. They also have a house in the Valley of the Kings. Very suspicious at first of us, but once we introduced ourselves, became a lot more human and was ready to help us. And also toward the end, he gave us 3 pamplemousse and he was just going to give them to us. But we're like, we want to pay you, so he charged us $1.
So we came back to the boat, so we didn't have any money.
So we're on our way back right now to pay him, and what a sweet guy.